You give a kid a new fucking toy and they just keep playing with that shit until it breaks. So,
Yep.
or you could be like my kids that we give them new shit and then they go play with the fucking box. Never mind what was in it, you know?
Yeah.
Dude, happy MLK Day, by the way.
Namaste.
Namaste, haces pendejo. Anyways, what's up, brother? How you been, man?
It's pretty good, man. I went to Goodwill today. I got this sick shirt.
Dude, I'm digging the shirt. It's got the whole little Hawaiian vibe going with it.
It's like postcards.
I don't
Four
know.
dollars. It's $4.
Dude, I remember being a kid. I would be ashamed when my parents would go to the Goodwill. You know what I mean? And now thrift store shopping is my shit. Like I
Uh,
love going in there, bro. I mean, I'm not gonna buy underwear and shit like that, obviously, but sometimes you get some nice polos out of that shit, man.
Dude, the Goodwill's the only place that makes like shirts with holes on the sleeves that are like big for my arm. Like I don't have big arms, but they're the only ones that make them like that big. I'm serious. Because I don't
Wow.
know. I don't know if
What a
it's like
flex.
I don't know if it's this generation and shit that they're all
Yeah.
just skinny people and stuff, but their armholes on their fucking shirts are just really small. Look at those big ass pythons. No,
You
but they're
see,
just like small, man. So I have to. Goodwill's
can't
the
really
only
see.
place.
Can't see the definition, but it's there somewhere. I mean, I'm not as big as you are. You need
I'm
ground
just,
guides for those fucking guns, baby.
I'm just a little guy, man.
Hey, guy, I seen your fucking shirt. This
No,
pictures that you got going on.
no, you haven't. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Oh man, you
That's
look kind
weird.
of
Hold on.
sexy.
Let's see. Let's see what we
Oh, there
got.
you go with the fucking emojis. So anyway, you're so dumb. Jesus Christ, man. So yeah, dude. Well, how's your weekend been? You do anything in anything good this weekend?
What did I do? I watched the football game.
I was gonna say you watch your fucking your new Falcons choke.
Hey man, you know what? Here's the difference, right? We're up 27-7 at the half, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the Jags on the second half made what 31, 33 points. I lost interest after a while, right? But if you would have like if you would have switched the timelines, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
Jags put up the 31 points in the first half, and then the Chargers still lose, but they put in 30 like in the second half, right? And the same thing, nothing changed except the scoring and the halves flipped.
Mm-hmm.
People would be saying, "Oh, the Chargers were like fucking amazing. They pulled almost pulled an upset." You'd
Mm-hmm.
remember the Chargers. You'd go, "Man, that's commendable." But because they collapsed in the second half, you know,
I
and didn't do what they did in the first half and the second half instead,
mm-hmm.
yeah, now they're trash. That's
Yeah, I
me
fell
putting,
asleep.
yeah.
I didn't even
I was
watch it after I saw it was about fucking 4 interceptions. I'm like, okay, we already know this is gonna be a gimme.
I
I'm
was
out of here.
I was gonna go to sleep. I was like, who we facing next? The Chiefs? Let me
Dude,
just go to sleep.
my next door neighbor is a Chargers fan. He's from San Diego. I think he grew up in La Jolla.
Yeah.
Um, and this fool, he went to sleep. He's like, oh, got this fucking game. Woke up the next day with the upset. Damn. But we're both waiting for tonight's game. So,
Uh, yeah.
oh, I just want to be on there so I could talk shit.
I just want. I- I'm
I'm gonna be a
conflicted.
Cincinnati fan this year.
I hate it. You can't hate Cincinnati, man. You can't. I don't think anybody can. I can't. I was rooting for them last year. I
Yeah,
wanted
same,
them to do good. I
same.
want them to do good. I think that team is due for like some success.
Well,
Like
I
if your team is known as the Bungles, right? The entire 90s and shit. Just like the Saints were known as the Eights,
yeah.
until they won the Super Bowl. If your
Mm-hmm.
team has that kind of like nickname attached to it, I want
Yeah,
you to succeed. Because next it's I'm rooting for the Browns. I
yeah.
want them to succeed. I'm rooting for the Lions. I want them. I
Fuck
want.
those putos.
Well, I want them to have at least one, man. Just give them one.
No, no. They're NFC North rivals. No, fuck them. I liked them when Stafford was there. I wanted it for Stafford, and
He
then
was.
what's he do? He fucking leaves, gets the Super Bowl, baby.
I
But
was.
the
I
reason I
was.
like the Bengals though is because they seem to remind me of something from my childhood. I don't know why, and now that I'm looking at it their colors kind of remind me of the Tapatio. You know what I'm saying?
they've got a cool like uniform,
I
like
like that, but I also like their quarterback Burrows.
yeah.
I don't know something about him, dude. Yeah,
It
if I was
reminds me of
gay, I
Macaulay Culkin.
don't know
You
about all
went in a
that.
different direction.
Yeah, I
I
went
was
completely.
going, he reminds me of Macaulay Culkin.
I just said that if he looks good. If I was gay, I'd give it up to him. You know. But yeah, dude, fucking other than that, it's been a hell of a football ride because my Packers got knocked out quick, and I'm happy they did. Because honestly, the 49ers, ooh, they got the Giants coming up, don't they? Or
Yeah.
who are they playing?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't checked.
I don't know. The Giants look pretty fucking badass yesterday from the highlights. I didn't watch it. I've been working in my backyard, bro.
I saw the pictures. It looks pretty good, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Uh,
My old lady wanted a specific look, but she married an Americanized Salvi, not a fucking Border Brother Salvi. So she's getting what she's getting, not that fucking Pinterest looking shit that she thought.
what? Oh, wait a second. No, I thought I saw two pictures. I saw what looked
Yeah.
like the before.
Yeah, that's the work in progress. Oh, I didn't show you what she wants.
Oh,
Here, I'll show you real quick, bro. If you guys are watching on the YouTubes, you'll
because
see it as well.
what you made is pretty good.
I appreciate that. Thank you. But
That's Pinterest.
I
That's
told,
really good.
no, I told her, this is what happens. This is what you want, but when you get it from Wish. So this is what she wanted. I don't know if you can see it.
You kind of, I think what it is, the difference is it's the same. It's the same. Yours looks good. Yours got a good, the white pops, the color
Yeah.
is pretty good. I think what it's missing is the grass.
Yeah. That's basically
That's
what it's missing.
if it had grass, it would look just like that.
Yeah,
And
that
maybe some more chairs.
yeah, well, yeah, that's right there, just the basic idea what we're going with. But yeah, I gotta get the grass in next, and then fucking she's gonna get the chairs on. She wants me to do all the heavy shit, and then she fucking does
It
the
was good.
decorating.
I think
So
it was good.
I appreciate that, man. I worked my ass off on that all fucking weekend. After last year's summer spectacle that I ended up doing with the fucking swimming pool, never again, bro.
Mm,
Never again. I will never forget. It was my 9/11 in my backyard, bro.
mm.
So I will never forget. Did I tell you what happened?
No, not at all.
Oh, bro. So I had an outdoor above ground pool, like an 18-footer, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Motherfucker was sparkling clean. I took care of that shit. I'm talking about spectacular. Loved it. Well, first of all, it was unlevel because my backyard slopes quite a bit.
Okay.
So I had to go buy sand to level it out. So I did that. That broke my fucking back, bro. I mean, literally broke my, well, not literally, but I was in the bed for a while.
Yeah.
Anyways, I filled it up. The kids were loving it. Kids loved it, you know. Um, but the dog liked to jump into it. And the dog, tracks mud into it. Got it kind of fucking dirty. Not a big deal. It's all good though, right? That's what the filter's for. Anyways, so my kids were in there, bouncing up and down, playing on it and shit. And I guess after I did the whole leveling of the ground, I forgot to I didn't get all the pebbles from underneath. So one of the little pebbles with all the pressure, and it was kind of on the curb,
Yeah.
poked a tiny little hole into it. Tiny, tiny fucking little cunt hair of a hole.
Yeah.
And it sounded like something out of a balloon, just like, just water coming out. Was it a big thing? No, not at all. Not at all. Like, okay, I'll take care of that shit too easy. I'll go buy the fucking repair kit, right? So I went and got the repair kit, plastered it onto the motherfucking pool. Kids are having fucking good time and they're all gravy. Well, um, apparently there was one specific side that my middle child, Sophia, likes to jump on. And it just happened to be in that same little spot. And I took the pebble out after I dug under it, took it out, I pasted it and everything. Anyway, so I saw Sophia out there having a good time with Daniel. They're in the pool, they're enjoying it, right? I had some other shit I had to take care of in the front yard or in the front house where my wife wanted me to put together like a dresser or whatnot. But I go get the dresser, it's still in the box, from the Amazon delivery, and I hear ding dong, talk, 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 talk. It's about probably like after about 10 minutes after I leaving the kids out there. And I open the door and I'm like, yes, ma'am. And she's like, hi, do your kids have a pool? Do you guys have a pool in the backyard? I'm like, yeah, I do. Like, it's flooding up my backyard. And I'm like, what? And I turn around, bro. I run to the backyard. Sophia and Daniel didn't decide to tell me that this was happening. They just went into the house. You know, kind of like when you were a kid and you break a window and you just take off running.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, where she was bouncing up and down her was where the hole was. And her foot went in through the little hole. First it was her toe, then her heel, then her whole foot. So this fucking 4,000, 5,000 gallons of water is now escaping out of my backyard, out of the pool. Now, remember, I told you I live in a slope. So though it turns into a fucking river running into my neighbor from behind my house. But it doesn't go to his house because theirs has a fucking level area into slopes to the west, to the east. So it started pouring the water out to not my direct backyard, but to the backyard and to my left. All the water was going flooding up her backyard. 4,000 gallons of water, bro. So now I'm worried. Like, oh, fuck me. I told her, thank you for telling me. I go out there, bro. You remember that fucking scene from you've seen Pirates of the Caribbean?
Uh, I think so.
Okay, part one, the first scene where he's riding on the fucking on the ship and it's sinking and he's trying to fucking dump water out. That was me, bro. Trying to fucking get this water to stop flooding up my neighbor's yard. I'm out there with a goddamn like oh yeah, I don't know how to fucking
Yeah,
say
yeah.
it. You know what? You
A
put your
pot.
beans in, yeah, like a big deep pot, dumping water towards the rest of my backyard. Like, no, no, my insurance is gonna go up. Oh fuck, you know. And I'm, dude, I look like a fucking idiot out there. I start trying to play goddamn engineer. I get all these pavers that I have in my backyard, try to build a dam to circulate the water to go towards my side of the backyard. But gravity doesn't work that way. Long story short, 4,000, 5,000 gallons of water later, I went across, I went over to her yard. I went to knock on her door. They didn't answer. I gave her her opportunity. Luckily, it rained the next day. So, hey, her backyard flooded because of the fucking rain, not because of my yard, my pool. You know, but I decided that right then and there, I'm done with above ground pools, bro. Above ground pools are done. So, all that to say, now my wife saw some shit on Pinterest. It looked really pretty. And so I'm working that out for her, man.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
good. Seems
Yeah.
drier.
Yeah.
This alternative is drier.
Well, that and luckily the stones that are on the outside, not the white stones, but the stones on the outside, they came with the house. Because the people that lived here before, they used to have an above ground pool and had that shit around it.
Hmm.
So what I did, I just said, fuck it. I'm not gonna go buy shit at Home Depot. I got this shit here. So I made the radius and did the circumference, you know, Pythagorean theorem and all that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, got that, bro. So
It's good
yeah.
shit, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. You know what was cool was I told her afterwards, like, it feels good to do manly shit,
Is
you
that
know?
manly? Manly shit?
Yeah.
Would you consider that manly shit?
I would consider that manly shit. You know, go to Home Depot, buy all the fucking rocks. Bro, those
I
bags of
can I
rocks.
can I can see the excitement in your eyes going to Home Depot and you got the cart, maybe a list. Did you have a list? Like a little checklist? No.
Ah, bro.
You already knew what you wanted.
I
You're
go
just
in and
pushing the
out too.
cart, just waiting for somebody to say, "Oh, that's a lot of stones you got there." Yeah, I'm building a fire pit for the wife. Like you just waiting for that conversation, but it never
Nah,
happened. It
I'm
never
not.
happened.
It never happened, bro. It never happened. I was fishing for those compliments, man. I couldn't get them. Now, what's funny though, you mentioned that. So I went to go get the stones after I did the circular thing, right? I told my old lady, well, you know what? I'm gonna go to Home Depot. I'm gonna go check out how many stones I need. I did the math incorrectly. I don't know how to get square footage. I just guesstimated, and so it's each bag comes with 3 square feet by 2 inches for 2 inches high. So I'm like, all right, well, let's see. It's 4 feet from the center ring to the outer ring, and then it's 8 feet in a circle. So I figured you multiply those 4 by 8. Is that how you get square footage? I don't fucking know, but it didn't work because I had to go back about 3 more times to get more rocks. So the first time I bought 12 because it was a discount at 12. Instead of
Mhm.
paying $5.98, I paid $5.38, but that almost covered it all. But damn, look at this turn the On the Gun Line podcast. Damn, we haven't even started this show yet, have we? Oh shit, my bad. Gun line. Fire mission coming down, y'all. If you still hearing us, sorry, I got into a Home Depot rant, but yeah. Long story short, I did get happy because each one of those fucking bags weighs about 50 pounds, which is about the same weight as a 105. You know what I'm saying? So that yes, that's what I just fucking I compared it
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
So, I grabbed two of them, put them on my shoulder. Me man, me build. It felt good, bro. It felt good. So
Good, man.
go
That's
ahead.
good.
Now let me give me your psychological point of view on it.
No, nothing, man. You're clearly I know what you like, man. I know what brings you gratification. I know what you enjoy shit. Like, like you're a man from a different generation. How's that make you feel? Like you're a man that was born in the wrong generation is what I'm trying to say. You should be like a gladiator with battle axes,
Yeah.
going to war, launching like your artillery is like catapults with fucking stones.
Fucking trebuchets, baby.
Yeah, just
Trebuchets. Nah, let's be real. If that shit would have been back then, I'd probably be that coward hiding behind a rock. Like, hey, we. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that, bro. I ain't about that life. Death from a
uh,
distance, baby. Death from a distance. Nah, but I just like honestly, I think it goes back to seeing my dad working in the backyard, and my dad, like, if something needed to get done, he would do it. You know what I'm saying? And I
here's
like
here's
that.
the here's the psychology, right? Here's the question,
All
right?
right, go ahead.
And this isn't just to you, but it's to you because you're here, and it also applies to me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that you need to, seeing adults like for me, maybe it wasn't my dad, maybe his
Mm-hmm.
uncles and adult men working hard and stuff, coming in hard. They're like they come home from work and the dinner's already ready. They just sit. They're still
Mm-hmm.
dirty from work and shit. Just chewing on the
Wash your
chicken.
hands.
Of course they wash their hands, but like they got sweat
Yeah.
and stuff. And like, do you feel that watching them work kind of motivates you, or maybe not motivate? Like, is your driving force to work as hard as you do? Because in a way you want to work as hard as they did to kind of like meet that like that
Like a
you know
driving
what I'm
force
saying?
to emulate them.
Yeah, well, yeah, like do you feel like the need that you need to work just as hard to kind of like not disappoint, like so you don't feel like you disappointed them, but to say like, hey, they worked hard and I worked just as hard.
I don't know if there's any truth to that. I'm not sure, to be honest, but I think I'm happy that my dad taught me the basics of shit, like basic plumbing, basic electricity, because there's certain shit I could do at my house that I don't have to hire somebody for. Pipes bust. All right, I know how to shut the fucking water off. I know how to go to Home Depot, get the motherfucking joints that I need, slap those bitches on there, do it myself. But I do believe, I think that there's people that are made for physical work, and
Yeah.
there's those that are made for white collar work, blue collar, white collar type shit. And don't get it twisted. I have a lot of respect for white collar work because this shit is mentally draining. I think my thing is I like to see tangible fucking set goals complete. So for example, if I'm doing something, I want to see the results, versus read the results in a metric or read the results on a fucking Excel spreadsheet. I'd rather see it that I made it. So, for example, with this shit in the backyard, I put my fucking shit into it, and I can see that I can see the results
Yeah.
materialize versus just a bunch of fucking numbers of what the goal was. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
mean, that's what I see it as differently. I like working with my hands. That's why one forearm is bigger than the other forearm, but that's nor here nor there. But dude, I think I just like physical work, man. I think that there's nothing more manlier than fucking being able to get shit done. And if your old lady says, I want this done, and you go and make that shit happen. I think that's just manly, bro. I mean,
Gotcha. Yeah, I
you
gotcha.
know, I'll go back to a couple of conversations ago. I don't know if it was with you or if it was on a solo pod, but there's certain expectations as a man that you have that a wife would have for their husbands. It's funny, like, we get shit on because we say there's certain expectations that a woman that we have about a woman, and they say it's like, oh, that's misogynist and shit like that. But there's certain expectations that a woman has of a man, but nobody says anything about that. The man is the one
That
that's expected to protect. The man is the one that's expected to do the outside chores. It's an expectation. But you know what? I don't throw that in her face. I don't say like, well, I don't ask you to go rake the fucking leaves. I don't ask you to go get the dog shit. I don't ask you to fucking, pick up heavy shit. I don't ask you to do this and that. Why? Because those are my expectations. Those are my duties as a man. And just like for hers, it's, the house cleanup and shit like that. Now, if she wants to come and help, hey, come on down, help me. I'm not going to stop you. Same thing with the house chores on the inside. Like if I'm not doing shit, I'll jump up and I'll help with some dishes and shit like that. But it shouldn't be an expectation. But go ahead. I know you got your counterpoint.
no, because no, it made me realize how similar it is to the like the this is gonna be out of left field. It's very similar to the officer enlisted dynamic,
Okay.
right? It's you do all the work, right? You do the manual labor
Mhm.
enlisted, right? You do all this work and stuff. That's your job. That's what gives you satisfaction. That's, you see the results in front of you. You are trained in that. That is your dynamic.
Right.
Uh, she she's trained in what she does and stuff. She can help. It's kind of like an officer. She
Hmm.
can help. When they start doing your job, though, it's like, hey, you want to do my job for me? I'll just go
Hmm.
home. Like it's weird. Like I just did that kind of like everybody's got their roles and stuff. I
Right.
don't know if that's because I'm not saying for you, but I don't know if that's just because the army kind of conditions people that way to believe to stick to the lanes,
Right.
to stick to lanes.
Do you think that there are lanes though, like officer lanes and NCO lanes?
Mm, yes and no.
See that you can't be a little pregnant. You either are or you're
No,
not.
no, 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 you can in this area. So yes, in the sense that because here's the thing. All right. Yes, black and white, yes. There's roles. I do my shit, they do their shit. We don't cross streams.
Mhm.
Um, but they need to know what the fuck is going on.
Oh, of course.
They need to know,
Well, that's how they plan.
yeah, well, you can have a free sample of what I'm cooking, you know, but if you stay and eat and you want the whole meal, you need to pay up, right?
Yeah.
So but I'm not gonna give you that. All you're relegated to is the fucking samples. That's all you're gonna get. If an officer wants to do my shit, then I get really upset. It feels like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You want to do my job? Hire like just I'll just go home, right? But I want them to know what it is I'm doing. I want them to know why I'm sweating so hard, why I'm struggling with shit. I want them to know this shit so by the time they go up to these higher positions, they're not always going to have a good NCO.
Right.
They might have a piece of shit NCO that's just lazy as fuck, right? And the last thing I need is both the officer and the enlisted guy not to know what the fuck is going on so they don't do shit for the guys down below,
Yeah.
right? So if I at least have an officer that goes, "Oh shit, I know why he's struggling and stuff. I know he's got it, but let me provide him with the resources. He can make a better argument on my behalf to the people with that control funding, that make these fucking moves happen, right?
Yeah.
Because if he gets a first sergeant, it's maybe like not a knock on Foxes or Romeos or whatever the fuck, Deltas, Juliets. Like if he gets a first sergeant that maybe he's not a cannon guy or
Mhm.
whatever, I at least like to know that like my commander like knows what we're struggling with and he can
Gotcha.
help us out and stuff. And he'll know that like I'm not gonna get into their fucking shit because he knows that NCOs just need the resources and then fucking they'll make it happen, right?
I really hope that, you left a good breed of NCOs. Cause I mean, I've always known you as an NCO. You've always been a great NCO, you know, and I've seen I've spoken to some of your soldiers as well. They hold you in high regard. And I only hope that, and I'm not kissing your ass either, but I just only hope that some of them stay in and continue breeding good NCOs, not just stripe wearers. Anybody can wear fucking stripes and tell somebody to do something, but can you actually make them want to do it? That's the difference. You know what I mean? You could either make an excuse or you can make an effort. You got to make them want. Ooh, I'm coining that. Make an excuse or make an effort. Coined by Staff Sergeant Lopez, retired U.S. Army. Um, but nah, dude. I think that I hope that it continues because one thing I'm tired of seeing fool on the fucking on the socials, and then they ask why retention is so low. Then they ask why retention is so
Which
low.
isn't true, by the way. I'll talk about that later.
Oh, we could talk about it now if you could talk.
Retention is the highest it's ever been.
Are you
Like it's at the
serious?
highest. Yeah, dude, it's at the highest. It's just the only people that are saying that retention are low are the people that aren't even in their window for retention to reenlist. Fucking,
So it's just that small few
it's the
that have a
it's
loud
the
voice.
it's just the people bitching, man. But now there's a platform for them to fucking get blasted out and shit.
But
Retention
bro,
numbers aren't low.
we
They've
used to
been they're
bitch though.
they're actually so high right now that they're making up for the shortage. There is a shortage of people joining and stuff.
Yeah,
So the numbers that are like making up for that are record retention numbers and stuff.
you
You're
know,
just always gonna see like, oh, retention numbers are so low from like from the privates. They're just bitching. They're just bitching, and they're on social media. It's just
I guess that goes into the next conversation. Well, this is kind of where it was leading to because I saw that on the Army What the Fuck moments. They put how they like to dry snitch on people. So yeah, I said it, motherfuckers. Y'all be dry snitching. Y'all be fucking throwing out motherfuckers units out there. It wasn't aren't you the creator? Weren't you a 13 Fox too? You should know better than that, man. Fucking garbage. Anyways, with that being said, hold on one second. So, yeah, it says here starting February, every specialist or sergeant in their primary zone will attend the promotion board. This is their notice to start studying reference AR 600 8 19. Any service members that don't pass the board will be barred to continue service. So, that right there lets me know that they either A, have enough personnel, or B, they need to get rid of motherfuckers. So, I mean, honestly, I think that's wrong. I mean, there's a isn't there RCP for that already?
yeah. It's just uh, it, uh we shoot ourselves in the foot by phrasing the shit the wrong way. I'm not gonna for like if I have a platoon, right, and I've had a platoon of soldiers, right? Should all of them be fucking sergeants? No, and stuff. But I will give every single person the opportunity to reach that milestone because maybe there's something that I missed that that individual possesses that I didn't see or the staff sergeant see. Because I feel like I was in a platoon once where when I was a young leader or whatever, and I always felt that there was favorites, right? And I wouldn't get a fair shot within the platoon. But if it wasn't for a system that said we don't care about like your unit's opinions, they have to give you an opportunity. I don't feel like I would have made it, right? Like so, case in point, I was in a and there's nothing wrong with this unit, right? But I was an E5, and I knew that I couldn't make staff sergeant in that unit because they had their guys. I didn't want to leave that unit, but they had their guys,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew that I wouldn't get promoted. Not they didn't hate me. I didn't hate them. It's just that they had their guys, and these were some good guys. I felt I could offer something different,
Right.
but I knew I wouldn't be able to move up in that unit if I stayed there, because I would just be relegated to always being the second hand man, scored away, but second to somebody.
Right.
And I had to leave. But I know that if I could have stayed there and I would have had the opportunity to get promoted, not because of them overlooking me or whatever, but because the army said, "Hey, we got to give this guy an opportunity." Now, things could have gone south and they would have said, "Well, we already got our 6 guys and he's already here. Let's figure out a way to like not make sure he gets promoted and stuff so we can still keep him because he's a hard worker." Uh, but we don't want to promote him because then we got to get rid of somebody else to make room for him and stuff.
I
So
I see your point.
so
I
there's and there's ways that the units themselves kind of like force promotions onto people that don't want to get promoted, or they think they don't want to get promoted. If you don't want to get promoted, that's fine and stuff. But it's just the way the army people within units they say dumb shit. They're like, "Oh, if you don't fucking want to join or get promoted, we'll just kick you out." If I'm hearing that, uh, I'm probably gonna get turned off by that.
yeah.
I'm like, why the fuck? Like, what do I want to fucking do that? And then you're threatening me if I don't want to? No, that means something's wrong with you guys.
So I think it's a double-edged sword. Like you said, to your point, yeah, there's always that good old boy club. And unfortunately, it's just that's even the corporate world. It's the same fucking way. No matter how
Mm-hmm.
even they try to make it, it's always the same shit. But you know, that platoon sergeant should also be digging like, okay, why is this person not ready? You know, and I'll give you an example. I had this one soldier, he was an E4, great number one man, great number one man. Knew his shit on that 119er. I mean, out fucking standing. He came from an airborne unit. This motherfucker was shit tight when it came down to shit like that. Could not lead himself out of a one door bedroom, you know. And I told him, if you want me to promote you, and I would, dude, I gave him the tools. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All I can do is I can show you the fucking way. I'll hold that flashlight for you like I did for my dad in the hood, under the hood. I'll shine that path for you. You got to make the effort to take the steps, though. You know what I'm saying? So I would tell him, I even told him, like, look, man, Nichols, I can't fucking send you the board. Yeah, you're in your primary zone, but I can't because what do you do all the fucking time? Every time I come to the cough, what are you doing? You're sitting inside your fucking wall locker. You're sitting inside your locker reading a goddamn Dune book or some shit. Why don't you put those soldiers to work? Not to work. Give a class. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I shouldn't have to ask you to do something. You know what I mean? Now, again, I don't know what his leadership prior to me was like. He was a bit on the goofy side too. But anyways, just leadership wise, he didn't have it at that time. Did he grow into it? Possibly. I don't know. I don't know. But I tried to show him what he needed to do. I give easy fuck. Here's my thing, Urena. I like to give easy goals.
Mm-hmm.
Easy goal, one goal at a time, or get you to your ultimate goal, right? I want you to have a tangible goal, a realistic goal, and something that it builds confidence. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people lack is confidence, I've noticed nowadays. So you give them small fucking goals to reach. When they fucking do it, you give them that praise, like, hey, good job, man. You're on your fucking way. And it builds that confidence up. I tried to do it with that kid, bro. I couldn't do it. I couldn't, and so I did my monthly counseling on. I'm like, will not recommend because next thing you know, that's how we end up with motherfuckers that have no business in that fucking position leading motherfuckers. We had this one motherfucker that came from Korea, black dude, E5, Hardaway. You must have known this motherfucker out there in Korea because he was out there at the same time as y'all. Hardaway. He could, bro, when he got to the unit, he brought a motherfucking his TA-50 in a trash bag. All right. This is an E5. when he found out we are getting ready to deploy to Afghanistan, going to Afghanistan, can we get shot out there? Sergeant E5, gonna be in charge of soldiers. So, I get what you're saying, At the end, the person, the good old boy club, it sucks, bro. It sucks. But and not to I'll play devil's advocate on this one. Could there have been more that you could have done though to get the exposure to have been sent to the promotion board?
Me personally, no. So these guys, they were just really good. They were just really good. I'm not the best, man. These guys are just really good, and they had the characteristics of better staff sergeants than me.
Pero here's
Yeah.
the thing, bro. How 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 can what's the word I'm looking for? You have to get fucking counseled as to what you're doing incorrect and how to get.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like if you're not doing anything wrong. I wasn't doing anything wrong. They weren't doing anything wrong. Like it's just we just got lucky that there were just so many guys that were just really good and they were just better. And they were just
But
better.
there's no set amount of motherfuckers that can go to the promotion board. There shouldn't
Yeah,
be a set.
yeah, but I know I wouldn't have stayed there. Like I wouldn't have been there. And I didn't want to go to the other battery
Yeah.
either, just because I didn't think that that was a good climate for me.
Right.
Uh, these guys were just good, and I was like, well, I don't think there's room for me. And I was like, no, there's no way I can succeed. And
Right.
so I went to Korea.
Yeah.
So I went to
I
Korea.
mean, yeah, I mean, I kind of put two and two together.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna, but since you just mentioned it, and 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51. If you're wondering why I'm counting y'all, is because I'm at the less than 1 minute mark. You cool if I send you one more link? We continue this, bro?
Yeah, go ahead.
This motherfucker. Uh, that's funny. If y'all ain't seeing us on YouTube, y'all missing out. By the way, the YouTube numbers are very, very low, but the podcast numbers are very, very high. So, reach out, tell people. You know what I'm saying? What's up?
No, no, no. I'm trying something else. Ah, no, you can go ahead. Ignore me.
Goddamn 13 Bravos, man. This motherfucker's like playing with sock puppets. All right, I'll send you that link here in a second, fool. Hey, and we're back. I'm just fucking sending out the invite over to Urena real quick here. What are your guys' thoughts, man? I don't know. Uh, I think they should do, I guess, how they used to do it back in the day. That they used to have, back in the Nom days at least. I don't know if they did them, how far they went up to, but they had like the Spec 4, Spec 5, Spec 6. I think that would be good. Because not everybody's meant to be a leader. But I mean, fuck. Why take them? Why get rid of a good worker? You know what I mean? Or somebody who's just doesn't want to be in a leadership position, but is good at their duties. I mean, not everybody has to be a fucking leader. I don't know. I just me being fucking thinking out loud, I guess. Damn, this Tapatio looks good. If you ain't watching, Tapatio, that's my fucking shit right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's just wait for old Urena to get back on here and we'll continue forward. Let's see. Today is MLK Day. I'm here in San Antonio where they have the largest MLK parade. And yeah, with that, I was going to attend the MLK parade. So you're back. And
Hey.
dude, so did I tell you happy MLK Day yet?
Thank you. Appreciate. Yeah, you did. We're right at the beginning.
I don't remember. Brain's fucked up. Dude, so I live here in San Antonio where they have the largest MLK parade, you know, in the nation.
Oh,
And I was planning on going. I was planning on going until I was asked by my job, "Hey, are you gonna go?" No, I don't want to go
hmm.
because I don't do things for
Because it's gonna look like you're doing it because they told you to go, right? Yeah.
I
I'm the same way.
I want to do things because I want to do them, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Just like from relationship wise, I don't like when like if a girl tells me like, I want you to give me flowers and stuff. Don't tell me that shit. Because then it's gonna seem like if I get you flowers, it's because you told me to. I want to be
Mm,
able to get them for you out of the kindness of my heart.
yes.
Like so it's
Eh,
more meaningful.
yeah, exactly, bro. You know, I've been preaching this for a long time, and if you give a woman flowers every fucking weekend or every week you buy her flowers, it loses its meaning, you know. And then that one moment that you don't fucking get them, like, oh, you didn't give me no motherfucking flowers. You know what I'm saying? Versus, versus, if you only give them shit every once in a while, they learn to appreciate it. Like, oh, nah, this he really thought about me. You know, for example, what's coming up? What's the next holiday coming up for these broads?
It's President's Day.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, broads love their president, especially motherfucking
Bill
that
Clinton.
bitch that made the fucking the purses now. What's her name? The dick sucker? Monica Lewinsky. You know, I
Oh,
think that should be National Blowjob Day. You know,
there is a day like that. You didn't
no,
know?
that's steak and blowjob. There's a difference. No, I'm talking about President's Day should be National Blowjobs Day. And if we have a female president, she gets her pussy eaten out. You know, damn, this podcast went completely fucking sideways, didn't it?
Uh,
I'm just
not
saying.
something I wanted to see.
Just saying. Just saying. Wait, what?
It's
You
not something
mentioned
I
Kamala
wanted.
Harris's roast beef?
I don't see anybody's roast beef, man. So I'm
Oh,
gonna go vegetarian.
oh, I feel you, man. I feel you. You want a pepino, huh? It's all good, baby.
Put some lime. I know what you mean, but I would put some lime and some fucking tahini on there, shit.
don't forget the don't forget the
Oh
tapatio.
yeah.
Bro, fucking nah, I was thinking about it like cuz I wanted to go. I really wanted to go. I was actually like just earlier today after I finished working on my backyard, I was just thinking about Martin Luther King, you know, and you see everybody putting quotes about him and shit like that, you know. But why? Why only do it once a fucking year? Why not live your life? You know, and that's what I can't stand, you know. I don't know what it's like to be black. I'm not gonna say I do know the struggles of a black man and the shit that comes with it. I don't. I know what the struggle of a Latino is. You know, having a fucking having no idea. I guess one thing I can I have in common is I don't know my ancestry. I don't. I don't know my fucking ancestry. I can go as far back as to my maybe my great grandmother.
Mhm.
That's it. Unlike we got other motherfuckers that can go back all the way to the fucking pilgrims and beyond. You know what I mean? So, but other than that, it's like I don't know what it was. I would wonder what Martin Luther King would say based on how he grew up and you know the civil rights movement and all that to where we're at now. You know, like what do you think? Like he would be like, "Oh shit, shit has changed," or like, "Are we fucking it up?" Or what do you think in your mind? Your opinion, if you have one.
Hmm.
Don't be politically
There,
correct
no, there'd
either.
be. I think there'd be a level of disappointment by anybody going back 30 years, 40 years, 60 years. It's been
Yeah.
60 years. Yeah. And so I think I'd be disappointed. Not in just in population in general, people in general, that that we've allowed, at least in American culture, politics to divide us the way that we are. Uh, it's a game. Politics, the division that we have right now, created by the politicians that all work in the same building. They go to dinners together, they hang out together, they make the same fucking income together and stuff. They make their money off our division and stuff. And it's all been gamified. And the sad part is that both sides realize this. Like if I Like I realize it, you realize it, people on the left realize it, people on the right realize it, but we still allow ourselves to be divided just because of these like fictional lines, these hard lines that we set and stuff. The and there's a like you can't there's no wiggle room because like I can't, if I agree with something, I'm thrown into this fucking group of people and stuff, and all of a sudden I can't agree with parts of the other side and shit. And it's all a game. Like who made these rules up? Like why are we allowing this? So I don't play that game. I think that there's 10% on each side that are like really extremist about their beliefs and shit, and they're speaking on behalf of their sides. And I feel like everybody, every decent human being, every normal, rational thinking American falls into that middle side that that likes a little bit of everything. We like
Mm-hmm.
things and stuff. You like things, and you talk to all sorts of people. We're not stuck. We're willing to change what we believe when given the right evidence
Right.
that we feel is true. So it's
Well,
just
I think, with what you're saying there, I think also that people need to remember how to compromise, and that's the problem. Just because you give a little doesn't mean that you're bowing down. It means that you're willing to fucking meet in the middle. And I don't know when it became villainized to or looked down upon to, concede on some things in order for the greater good of the fucking people. If you really care about the fucking people of America, don't care about just the fucking right or the left. Care about the motherfuckers in the middle. And yes, I'm talking about the East Coast and the West Coast and middle fucking America, because middle America is where everything fucking happens. The consumers just happen to be on the fucking coasts. You know what I mean? But they're making all the decisions for the rest of the middle America, bro. It's I just don't like where, like you were saying, man, that just because I agree or I disagree with something, don't categorize me as that far right person or that far left person. I I believe in common fucking sense. That's why I love Tulsi Gabbard. To the end of the fucking day, I will say that the biggest failure the Democratic Party did was not fucking having Tulsi as their main person, bro.
because
Because she
she's
didn't
not
play the game.
because she doesn't she's not I get the hype behind her, but not as a Democrat. She won't win. She's not she's like Republicans love her because she's more Republican than she is a Democrat.
Bro, why is your
Right?
fucking camera doing that right now?
What? Did it
I feel
move?
like I'm on fucking acid or shrooms.
What are you talking about?
Every time it moves, you stay still, but the rest of your fucking room goes up and down.
Ah, it's weird.
Yeah,
I
weird.
don't know.
You're doing that shit on purpose. All right, go ahead, man.
No, no, I was in the middle of a conversation here. Hold
All
on.
right, go ahead.
Oh, shit. I
Tulsi
she's more
Gabbard, more
because
Republican.
yeah, she's more Republican and stuff. So obviously the right's gonna be like, why don't you pick her? Because she's, like it's just uh, they're not gonna let her win because she is not in line with the far left. They're not gonna let her like nobody wants what's bad for business is both sides going, "Hey, I agree with what you're saying. Oh, I agree with what you're saying. We have a lot more in common than you think." For her to be nominated would allow that kind of situation to occur where it's like, "I like what she's saying. Oh, and she likes what we're saying. Oh, maybe we can meet in the middle." No, that's bad for business. You got to have two sides. You got to have two sides that hate each other. That's what drives the politics. That's what drives funding. That's what gets people fucking going. That's what gets the red to fucking win the presidency after the blue's been in. And what the blue gets the presidency after the red's been in. You got to have a red and blue, good versus evil dynamic. You can't do it in the middle because then both sides go, oh shit, the people are starting to realize that we can't agree on shit. And then the people are going to want a third fucking common sense party.
Dude, you're
Yeah, that's
making me
bad.
pull out my tinfoil cap. Should I get my tinfoil cap back out?
I'm telling you, it's bad for business. It's
Yeah,
bad for business.
dude. Oh shit. Sorry.
I see.
Almost.
There you go. You did that shit. I
Nah,
want to
dude. I
know what the
kicked.
fuck you're talking about.
Dude. Oh, bro. I don't know if you listened to the last podcast, bro.
Hmm.
But so you know how I have my merch store, right, on Teespring?
Yeah.
So they did a readjustment on fucking on pricing.
Hmm.
I wasn't getting any profit because I never
Hmm.
adjusted my prices.
Damn. They raised the prices up?
Like a couple of bucks, yeah.
That's
So
nuts.
yeah. So it fucked me up because I didn't adjust it. I mean, it's not like I was getting killer profit before. I was only getting like $1 or $2 profit,
Yeah.
but it's like, God damn, dude. So it's like I got fucked. I got fucked. But it's cool at the end of the day. As long as people are rocking it, I'm cool with it. But it
That's
pisses
fine.
me off because I went. Look, y'all. If you guys are listening to this, I'm not begging y'all for money. I'm asking y'all to buy a shirt so I can buy equipment, bro. Because honestly, I take a look at how much a camera costs. I ain't got the money for that shit.
They're pretty expensive, man.
They are, I'm gonna have to, and I would buy used, but I don't know how bad they are when you buy them used. You
I'd
know,
get a. You need to get one of those digital SLRs
I don't even know
and
what that
stuff.
is.
Oh man. So like a regular, it's a digital camera.
Oh, yeah. So that's what I'm trying to get. Like it's called it's in my fucking Amazon
It's
wish
like an
list.
actual proper camera. It just
Mhm.
has a USB. It's like filming with a GoPro. You can film with a GoPro too if you want to do it in 4K.
Dude, I have absolutely no idea. But look, here's what my wish list looks like. I'll tell you right now. Because according to my in-laws, my fucking my Amazon wish list is boring. Because all I had on there was like records, like so this is gonna it's probably boring, but I had all the East Side Story volumes 1 through 13. For those of y'all that don't know what East Side Story is, they're oldies from, pretty much barrio music, I guess you could call it. But so like, all right, so I did a new one. It's called Danny's Not So Boring List.
Mm.
And now I have on there a Canon EOS M50 Mark II. It's cost $700, bro. And then there's a thing called a H6 all black handheld recorder. That's I guess so you could have more than one mic. So when I have guests, like, look, my homeboy Moya was here, right?
Yeah.
So fucking I wanted to do a interview with him, but I couldn't, bro, because there was only one mic,
Mm.
and I didn't have it. Then so I need that. Then I need something called a cloud lifter, and then I'm looking to get two new microphones, the Shure MVX XLR podcast mic. Basically, what I'm trying to do is take the pod to the next level. It's time
Oh
to
yeah.
evolve, bro.
Yeah,
It's time
man.
to evolve.
It's 2023.
Bro. It's 3 years. This marks the third year of the pod.
It's good shit.
And I mean, we haven't grown much, but I'm cool with it. I'm cool with the
Yeah.
listenership that I have.
It's,
It's growing now with
yeah.
the TikToks. It's growing. But I'm not everybody's flavor. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And the biggest thing is though the algorithms, and I refuse to change the algorithm.
It's all right, man. It happens. Stay
You
true
know,
to yourself, King.
yeah. I was. It's funny you mentioned that. I was listening to somebody say something like that about staying true to yourself, and he's a doctor, and he sleeved up like fucking tattoos from wrist to neck,
Hell yeah.
and but guess what? When he's out to seminars and shit like that, when he was going to seminars, he was always covered up. Why? Because yeah, you can go ahead and show them all and be true to yourself, but is your audience going to trust what you're saying? Yeah.
If the audience looks at this man and goes, "Oh, his tattoos speak for him," they can go fuck themselves.
Well, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. People have perceptions of other people,
Yeah.
right? Now you got to think about it. This was back in when he was going through school in the 90s and the early
Yeah. Oh
2000s.
yeah. Oh, I know.
So
Yeah.
the perception was different.
Yeah.
So now it's a little more open.
Yeah.
But okay, with that being said, um, I don't want my doctor to have a big ass fucking lip plate in his motherfucking mouth or have those big ass goddamn ear holes. You know,
Why?
I
What
just
would
don't.
that change? His ability, if
Their
you
decisions
if
that they made weren't the greatest.
what?
Yeah,
Are they good at their job? That's the
I don't
problem, though. Like, are they good at their job?
exactly, but it's about
I've got
perception.
gunshot victims on my arms.
Hmm.
Dude, am I any less capable of doing my job
No,
than
not at all.
somebody that doesn't? In my opinion,
No,
I think people without tattoos are trash.
well, you shouldn't have that opinion though.
Exactly.
I get what you, but that's why you just cover shit up, man.
No,
Just cover it
why?
up.
Why? To make other people feel better about themselves? To
Well,
make
I
other
mean,
people feel safe?
again, you're judged instantly, right? As you come. Let me
Yeah.
ask you, would you judge somebody that's dressed up in a suit and tie differently than somebody that's dressed like, let's just say casual as fuck?
No.
No. So let's say you have a business, you're a business owner and you have a
Hmm.
fucking job that, that's opened up for, to come work for you. Are you gonna uh and you got somebody that came in dressed up properly, business suit and everything, you got somebody comes in jeans and a t-shirt.
I'd be like, I'd look at the guy in the suit. I'd be like, dude, this is a Taco Bell. What the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you wearing? Like, what are you working at? Like,
So
what are you
first
trying
of
to
all,
work?
I don't give a fuck if it is Taco Bell. You go in a fucking business suit.
Nah,
Yeah, you
nah.
go
Yeah,
business attire.
I'm gonna wear this shit where I know this shit will be appreciated because that's where I want to work. That's where I'm gonna be happy.
All right.
And if I don't find that fucking job, oh well, I guess I'm homeless.
Yeah, so
Fucking
pimp.
sucking dick for gas money, I guess. But like,
As
I
long as it's
just
not
don't.
crack.
Hey man, I'll do crack too. I guess. I'm gonna need somewhere to work, I guess. I don't I'm not gonna work at some fucking place that I already wore a fucking suit for
It's not
fucking
about wearing a suit, bro. I'm talking about for your interview.
no, that's the thing. I don't want to work at a place like that. There no, I'm good.
Okay.
This is I'm gonna work at a bar. If I want to work at a bar, I'm not gonna show up in a fucking suit. I'm gonna wear this shit. And I know I'm gonna be fucking chill in a fucking bar. Relaxed. Everybody's good. The pressures that come with working at a bar. I'd rather work there. I would rather work at a fucking 7-Eleven and shit. I want to wear this shit. Like, and if they don't like it, they can go fucking suck my ass. Like, I don't care.
Bend over, baby.
Like, can you do your job? That's what I want to know. Can you do your job? And if you can't do your job, you can fucking sugarcoat shit, but it's still gonna be shit. Like then you're just a piece of shit in a suit.
So,
Yeah.
can you just say, okay, so you don't think that first impressions are lasting impressions?
No. Well,
Okay.
in what
Okay.
sense?
Okay.
Are we
No,
talking
that's
about
cool. You
appearance?
just answered it.
Are
You
we
answered
talking
it.
about appearance?
And I'm talking about first impression to get a job, to just you go to a job interview. You don't think that your first impression matters?
I am gonna remember you based on what comes out of your mouth.
Right. Okay. But there's already going to be fucking preconceived notions or preconceived ideas. Okay. Does this person even take this job seriously that they wouldn't get dressed up for it?
No. So
Okay.
here's what happened to me. I was at work one day, and I guess people not a and I wear the uniform pretty squared away,
I
as
was
they
just about
say,
to ask you that. You are
you
fucking
know,
beating me to it.
and it's just how I wear it. It's just how I wear it and stuff. I just can't. I just don't like to look sloppy in certain regards and stuff. But there
Don't you ever
was
correct your Joes for wearing their uniform sloppy?
no, because I I make comments like, "Hey, this is how I look. This is how I wear it. I don't like to put shit in my pockets because it looks bulky, it looks stupid, in my opinion, and stuff. If y'all want to do that, by all means, look that way. Look that way. It's fine. But if you don't want to, hey, fuck it, man. I don't give a fuck. Can you do your job? Can you do your job? This isn't the starch and press uniform shit that fucking lasted fucking 2 years. Like for us when we joined, it's can you do your job? That's what you're held to. How many times? How many times? I know it's breaking your heart and
It's
shit,
not breaking
but
my heart.
how many times have you know how many times I've seen people that fucking look the part but can't like fill
Oh
that
yeah.
role a million fucking times.
Yep.
That's another problem
Agreed.
with the army. You got these dudes that look good, that they wear the uniform and they say the right shit, but when it comes to actually fucking doing their job and fucking taking care of people, they
Mm-hmm.
suck. They suck because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing because nobody's told them, hey man, I know you look great, but you're fucked up.
Oh,
No, everybody says, oh no, you look good. You look good, so you must be squared away.
no, see, and that I agree with you with. I agree with you right there. You look at the whole soldier concept, okay? I agree. Just because a motherfucker dressed good doesn't mean that he's capable of leading. Same thing with the whole
Yeah.
PT thing.
Yeah.
Just because you're a PT stud doesn't make you a great leader. However, I think it'll be easier to look at an NCO. You got two NCOs, one that looks squared away, one that looks like shit. Uh, I'm gonna listen more to the one that's dressed squared away because first of all, at least he takes pride in his appearance. So that's telling me that okay, whatever. Are you plugging Coca-Cola over here? That's telling
Yeah.
me that he that he is making some decisions that are right versus the guy that's all sloppy eating a dick.
I
Now,
can't
I
agree
mean,
with
we're
that.
going to the far extremes, obviously, on
Yeah.
here. I'm
I
not
can't
talking about
agree
Audie
with
Murphy, and I'm not talking about Sergeant Woods. So,
I don't know who that is, but I can't agree with that just because I've been held to that standard unrealistically. And the people that get elevated to these positions just because they look good, like just for that alone has like it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts because the first thing I see when I see somebody that's squared away looking is I want to have a conversation with these people.
exactly, exactly.
I want to talk with these people and go, hey man, let me know a little bit about you. Talk to me straight. And it's just garbage that comes out of their mouth sometimes. And I'm like, oh, I could see you look the part. You haven't lifted one fucking finger in your whole fucking career, but you look the part.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why you're so fucking clean because you just got used to fucking not doing shit. Gotcha. Now some people, exception to the rule, you, I can say myself maybe, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, up for debate and stuff. We would just get clean every day. Like we would get dirty. By the end of the day, we're fucked up. We look dirty. But the next day, we're gonna show up pretty clean,
Yeah,
right? Was that
fuck
fair
yeah,
assessment?
yeah. That's a great assessment because I mean, I guess it. I don't know, dude. I mean, we still had standards at the end of the day. I think it's. I mean, I even think about even Huerta as laid back as he was. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a laid back ass dude. But he maintained his standards. So, oh, hey, Huerta, if you're ever out there, man, I mean, I don't know if you ever hear the podcast, shout out, baby. It's been a long time. I know you were living back in Lubbock. So, but anyways, yeah, man, it's damn, how did we go from MLK to this?
Hey man, it just happens.
It does happen, dude. I appreciate you being on here with me, man. I know you got things to got to take care of. I just wanted to come on here, shoot the shit a bit, talk about my fucking project that I got going on the backyard, and that retention shit really gets to me. That whole fucking, ugh, dude. I mean, if you want to get the fuck out, just get the fuck out. And you know what? We did kind of have a platform back then. We had MySpace. MySpace had just come out. You know what I'm saying? And all I cared about was putting on fucking good music, and having my top eight. I'm just saying.
We didn't know how to bitch out in public yet. We were
Well, it's not that
still
we
learning.
didn't know, it's that we knew who to bitch to, which is ourselves, you know?
I
And,
always
and
just
every
bitch.
once in a while, there was that one cool NCO that'd be like, damn, sorry, why is this shit so fucked up? Does it ever change? Nah, man. It just gets worse. You just got to learn how to deal with it.
Yeah, we just like sit outside the arms room and bitch together while we just sit there waiting for release. Like,
On
oh,
staff
tell me,
duty.
uh,
Dude. Yo, let me ask you a question.
yeah.
Do you think staff duty should be done with and maybe just knock it out into um two different shifts, like
Here's
morning to noon? Go ahead.
unpopular opinion.
Give it to me.
No, not two shifts because then now you got to pull more people and stuff.
Uh,
Um, unpopular opinion. It's necessary. It is important to have somebody there to where if I am a young soldier feeling like I can be abused at any time, at least I have a source to go to in case of emergencies. One step below the police and stuff, or somebody that can call for help. A witness to any wrongdoing, a person that can speak on my behalf if something bad should happen,
Right,
somebody that can get my back. We need that safety, the staff duties, the CQs, or that safety net there.
bro. You know what I just thought about right now?
Mm.
Remember back in Korea? Were you there with Sprat?
I'm familiar with them, yeah.
Okay, so were you there when he had us paint the fucking stairs to the battery, and then that motherfucker want us to clean that shit up every fucking morning from CQ, and needed to be wiped down, washed down. CQ was a little bit retarded back then.
Still happens.
Yeah, I'm sure. Dude, I got a question for you before I leave you. First Sergeant Spratt got me one time. I already got his ass whooped by Roundtree too. But anyways, uh that motherfucker, I was outside, bro. I was out of uniform already. It was on a weekend. You know how Korea is. You know, we're in Camp Hovey. There really ain't shit. And so Spratt was out walking around. And then I was talking to one of my Joes. I can't remember who it was, but we were out on the not on the main entrance of the build of the battery or of the barracks, but on the other side, closer to where the
Hmm.
warrant officers were at.
Okay.
All right, you know what I'm talking about? Like, okay, so like by the fucking, we were at the bench that was over by the theater, by the movie theater. There was a little bench area right there where everybody was sneaking their girlfriends through into the barracks.
I know what you're talking, like the
Okay,
backside of the barracks.
yeah, the backside. So I'm sitting right there, right, talking to one of the Joes, and then fucking First Sergeant Spratt comes by and he starts talking to us, and I'm just chilling there, bro. And this fool gets that parade rest, starts talking to him, and I'm just looking at him. I'm just talking, I'm sitting down talking to him, and he's like, "That's how you gonna talk to your first sergeant?" All right, I guess we're doing this then. Fuck it. It's civilians, bro. He got me as civilian. So was he right or wrong for that one? Because I've always felt that he was in the wrong for that one. But maybe I'm wrong. It wasn't during the duty day, it was during a weekend.
And then was he right? It depends in the context. If you're talking, my opinion, right? If you're talking about work, if you're doing work related shit,
Mhm.
I can see like
It
all
wasn't
this
about
fucking
work.
customs and courtesy shit.
Right.
If it's on the weekend and like if somebody's been drinking on the weekend or whatever, the way I see it is like I'm not gonna make you stand up parade rest if you've been like drinking on the weekend or you're with your family
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. Like it should be well known. Like don't do that, man. Like you're with your family. It makes me feel weird. The uniform
Right.
comes off. I just be normal, man. Just be a
Mm-hmm.
normal fucking person and shit. But if your whole personality is based on like your military, like your rank and your career and shit, like fuck, man. No, I can't. I can't. No.
See, I
I
think that maybe, maybe I should have got up and waited for him to say, "Nah, relax." You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't gonna say shit until that other Joker came out and started going to parade rest. You know what I mean? And here's the thing: I never had my Joes at parade rest during the fucking weekend. I barely had them at parade rest when I talked to them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, obviously you're gonna start off at parade rest and it's gonna be like, "I'm relaxed, man." You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, dude. I think that was wrong, man. I think that was wrong.
Korea was a different animal just because it
We
was
live
especially
amongst
in
each
that
other.
well, it was just in that window of a time. That was the one duty station where people didn't deploy
Yeah.
and stuff. And then you had dudes coming in from fucking from TRADOC, from fucking drill and recruiting. That's all they knew and stuff. So so they can get away with a lot more shit there because you weren't gonna go anywhere else, right?
Yeah.
Their word was law and shit. So they stuck to these fucking TRADOC ways. And some bitch made shit was happening there. Like some fucking shit that wouldn't happen in the regular army because their lives are the way I see it. A person's attitude, you can see a real NCO when your life is in danger, right? If you're gonna go overseas with a group of people and your life is in somebody else's hand and stuff, you start treating people a little bit different and stuff. Korea, we didn't have that kind of luxury, so people got away with a lot more shit and did a lot more stupid, unnecessarily stupid shit because they didn't have to worry about me having to save their life. They didn't have to worry about you having to save their life in war. So they could talk a big game, which was a lot of what I felt Korea was, especially like in that '08 time frame and shit. These dudes
Yeah.
would come in, big dogs and shit. They learn how to yell because they went to fucking drill and shit. And somebody had to teach them how to yell and shit. So now all of a sudden they got that personality where they're tough guys and shit, and they don't have to worry about people saving their lives or dying or whatever. So I think people got a little bit complacent and a little bit too comfortable with the way they spoke to people in Korea.
I'll tell you one thing I do appreciate out of Korea was I learned how to do my job as a chief there on a paladin. Like that's one thing I learned how to fucking do. I there was just training, motor and my chief Aguayo at the time, that motherfucker would take me on the weekend, and all right, let's get you up to speed. All right, this is how you initialize, this, that, and that, and blah blah blah. So I appreciate that. And unpopular opinion. Soldiers in the 13 Bravo sector should go light before they go mechanized. I think so.
On
Because
paper it sounds good. On paper it's good, man. But
we got Manning, though. I know we got Manning
yeah,
to do.
like who's gonna man the heavy? Like you need people for heavy. You need
Yeah,
privates for heavy.
I know, but it's just uh, I didn't know I thought I knew artillery, or at least I don't know how it is now. But I think they should bring in manual gunnery,
Yes,
versus just because I know we did it, on the Paladin. But dude, that's how I found out about equilibrating my tube, because I try to fucking go and make and use the fucking elevate and depress the tube, and I'm right there struggling and struggling. Why? Because they never fucking did it, bro. You know what I mean? So teach the motherfuckers the right way, because your digital systems aren't gonna work forever, bro. You're not. EMP comes, all your shit's done. All your
I
Teslas,
think
they're not going nowhere.
I think
Sorry.
privates just learn the piece that they're on, taught by the people that are on those pieces and stuff. So it's not you can train so much in AIT or whatever, privates
Yeah.
aren't going to retain that shit. It's not till they get to their first unit, and it's on their unit to teach those kids about
Bro,
those fucking pieces
you talking
and
about
shit.
AIT? What
Yeah,
did you learn in AIT, bro? You were
just
like
had a
one
fucking
cycle before me or two cycles
just had a
before me.
ram, dude, and just had a ram. I think I spent more time on a Mark 19 and a fucking 50 cal, fucking troubleshooting that shit while
Bro,
waiting on the fisters to fucking graduate, so
the
we can
50
fucking graduate.
cal and the Mark 19. I
Yeah,
got so
yeah.
tired of seeing that fucking bitch. But I'll tell you what, all I learned how to do, I remember this little midget dude in the AIT, was one of the AIT instructors. This shit, he looked like a little fucking Speedy Gonzalez type of motherfucker. And he was funny as fuck. Anyways, but I learned that how to set up a collimator. I learned how to run aiming poles, and I learned
Yeah.
I was a bargaining chip. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? And how to put up and take down a fucking net. That's all I learned, bro.
I didn't retain any of that shit, man. Like I remember doing all that stuff, but I was
Mm-hmm.
like, what is all this? What is all this in the big picture of things? Like I didn't know why I was doing what I was doing. They
Right.
would just say, "Hey, get this pull out 50 meters out, 25 do this shit,
Right.
and
They
fucking
only taught you like
get the
they
get the collimeter out." Like
they told you how to do it, but not why you do it.
I didn't know what I was doing. Like
Right.
I didn't. I just knew like Chief said fucking go run this, put this fucking collimeter out and shit. I'm looking at this thing and I'm like
Go to
it's
the
got
third road
numbers.
wheel, half
I'm like
left
it's
face.
got yeah, I'm like it's got numbers and a scale. Like what's the scale mean? Like
Right.
no, 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 just put it out there, point it up, don't worry about it.
Oh,
It
what did they tell
just
you? You pointed at the Pantel. What the fuck is a Pantel? You know what I'm saying? I had no idea. I'm with you on that. I think
so
that
like yeah, you don't learn. Privates will learn what they're taught
Yeah.
when they get to their unit. And when they get to their unit, if they don't want to teach them basic common artillery shit, it's on that unit, and it's their lack of knowledge at the NCO level. So the real my thing is that the real thing that should be addressed is teaching NCOs at some point, at maybe ALC or whatever, all the pieces and stuff.
That was the point, dude. When we went to BNOC Phase 2, what was it called? ALC.
But we got to pick. You got to
Oh,
pick
that's
the
true.
see. So you got to pick. You weren't forced. You
Right.
weren't. What they need to do is force people to do it. Because
If
if
you're
you
from
give
a
people the
mechanized unit, go fuck with the light units. If
and
you're from
what
a light unit,
some did. I jumped on all the pieces. You jumped on all the pieces. Like some people do, but not everybody. Some
yeah.
people just stay where they're comfortable because they like. And I forgot to
Wait, do we go
face.
to ALC together or SLC?
We went to one of them, but or maybe both. I don't know.
Oh, okay,
But
sorry.
I know there was one guy, can't remember what class he was in, but this dude was like he was clearly in that one piece and he stuck to that piece. And
Mhm.
he was like, let me tell you everything there is to know about this piece. He was comfortable. He got
Right.
comfortable. He because he knew what he was teaching, but
Yeah.
he wouldn't go in the other pieces and stuff.
Because he didn't want
Which
to be humble.
yeah. I went to the other ones. I'm stupid. Let me teach me, dude. I want to know what the fuck.
When I got to Fort Carson, bro, I knew nothing about that 119er. Nothing. And I told the chief, Sergeant Torres, TC, I told him, hey man, treat me like one of your fucking privates. I'll run rounds, I'll fucking cut powders, but I need to learn this shit if I'm gonna be a chief. Cause there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than fucking getting to your unit and not knowing what the fuck you're doing with the gun. The dumbest shit I ever did, Urena, azimuth markers. I had never seen an azimuth marker. And I see that the gun is pointed over here, right? But I saw 3200 over here. So I'm like, why is 3200 over here, but the gun's pointed over there? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, why is this here? Why is this there? The gun is supposed to be pointing at 3200 at all times. That's where 3200 is. Anyways, yeah, I eventually learned.
Yeah,
So, but that's how stupid I was, bro. I am not ashamed to admit it.
yeah.
It took that humbling. I got clowned. I got fucking clowned, bro. NFL, I got clowned, bro, because I didn't know how to fucking pick up the poles. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? But I had to fucking humble myself to learn. Anyways, yeah, for y'all motherfuckers that are heavy that don't know what NFL is, yeah.
Near far line.
Anyway, dude, as always, great conversation. It always seems to get picked up after about an hour, but goddamn, I think it went pretty well, man. I appreciate your
Pretty good,
time here as
man.
always.
Yeah. Always a
Um,
pleasure.
always, always. Much love. Martin Luther King, love you, pimp. Live every day. Like Martin Luther King's dream, not just once a fucking year, or a month out of a year either.
Yeah. It's
You know
not
what
a
I'm
day
saying?
off, it's a day on.
Damn, motherfucker coin and shit. I still like my, you could either make an effort or make an excuse. Bam! I love that shit. All right, then, dog. I appreciate you. You have yourself a good afternoon. I love the shirt, by the way. I love the
Hey,
whole
Goodwill.
fucking. I love the vibe with the fucking the light, the red light special.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Hopefully, we'll get more views. Rounds complete. In the mission. Gun line out. March order, motherfuckers.